Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome back to the study in Isaiah. Today is Isaiah chapter 7, and I'm trying to keep these under 15 minutes so nobody gets turned off. Some of them may run a little bit longer if I do much explanation like I'm doing now. So I'll get on into it with Isaiah chapter 7, verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remlah, king of Israel, went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. Verse 2, and it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, and his heart was moved, and the heart of his people as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind. Verse 3, then said Yahweh unto Isaiah, go forth now to meet Ahaz, you and Sher-Yashub, your son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. Verse 4, and say unto him, take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for the two tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin and with Syria, and of the son of Remlah, because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remlah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, verse 6, let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach with therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabiel. Verse 7, thus says the sovereign Yahweh, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. Verse 8, for the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. Now there's a witness verse that goes along with that from Hosea chapter 1, verse 9. Then said Elohim, call his name Lomi, for you are not my people, and I will not be your Elohim. Oh, if you're not one of his people, you're in trouble. Verse 9, and the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remlah's son. If you will not believe, surely you shall not be established. Moreover, Yahweh spoke again unto Ahaz, saying, ask thee a sign of Yahweh thy Elohim. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahweh. Verse 13, and he said, hear you now, O house of David. It is a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my Elohim also? Verse 14, therefore Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call him his name Emmanuel. The verse that witnesses that one comes from Matthew chapter 1, verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is El with us. In the comments below, Emmanuel means Elohim is with us. I'm pretty sure those names, I know there's some with those names around now, but not very many. Verse 15, butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. Verse 16. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you abhor shall be forsaken of both her kings. Yahweh shall bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house days that have not come from the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. Verse 18. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall hiss for the fly, and then hit, and that is in the uttermost part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. Verse 19. And they shall come and shall rest all of them in the desolate valleys and in the holes of the rocks and upon all thorns and upon all bushes. Verse 20. In the same day shall Yahweh shave with a razor that is hired, namely by them beyond the river, by the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet, and it shall also consume the beard. Verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that a man shall nourish young cow and 2 sheep. Verse 22, and it shall come to pass for the abundance of milk that they shall give, he shall eat butter, for butter and honey shall everyone eat that is left in the land. There's one witness verse that goes along with that. It's Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 3. And thou shalt write upon them all the words of this law, when thou art passed over, and thou mayest go in unto the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives you, land that flows with milk and honey, as Yahweh Elohim of thy fathers has promised you. Verse 23, and it shall come to pass in that day that every place shall be where there were 1,000 vines at 1,000 silverlings. It shall even be for briars and thorns. Verse 24, with arrows and with bows shall men come there, because all the land shall become briars and thorns. Verse 25, and on all hills that shall be digged with the muttock, there shall not come thither the fear of briars and thorns, but it shall be for the sending forth of oxen and for the treading of lesser cattle. And that brings chapter 7's reading and a little bit of extra to an end. Shalom. Have a good week. Hope to see you next week.